Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today video I am going to share with you how you can become a better programmer. I mean how you can learn programming effectively without lagging behind, moving to the next phase and the next phase. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. If you are just learning programming, or you've actually started learning but you're still trying to get your bearings around programming languages, so I'm going to give you the tips and tricks on how you can go about it, how you can become a better programmer, how you can learn effectively, is it learn effectively? Yeah, how you can literally become better while learning programming languages. So that is what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video. If this is your first time coming on my channel, I want to say a big welcome, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get more videos, tips and tricks on how you can get going with so many things that is going to help you and your career. So guys, let's get right into this video. The first tip I want you to know is that you should choose a path. Programming languages are really broad. There are so many of them, and first thing is you want to actually know where your interest lies. If you're going into software development, if you're going into mobile app development, web applications, whatever you want to go into, will actually help you to choose a language you want to focus on. So the first thing you want to do is make research about this thing, know more about the path that you want to choose, so that it will streamline the programming languages that you need to learn. So if you're going to go into web development, for instance, you already know that you're going to be starting with HTML, you're going to be starting with CSS. So with that, it really helps you to actually know where to focus your attention on. So if you're going to go for learning web development and you're starting with React Native, you're not really focusing on where you should. So which is why my first tip is that you should choose a path. And for you to choose a path, you really need to make research, know more about this thing that you want to go into. Are you really ready to become a software engineer, or you want to actually become a web developer, or you want to become a mobile app developer? And also you need to understand that each of the stack that you are seeing might have one or two things that are actually in vogue with them. You don't want to go for a programming language that is outdated, so you have to actually really pick a niche. Be sure that this is what you want to go for. It's really going to help you in choosing a path. My number 2 tip is that you should learn the fundamentals of coding. So whatever programming language you choose, after choosing your path, then you understand that these are the languages you need to learn. You don't just jump right into the professional part of the courses. Like for instance, there are so many courses on YouTube that might be drawing your attention, and then you're seeing a lot of things and you're like, oh, this is where I want to start. But you need to understand that as a beginner, there is a starting point. You need to start from the beginning. You don't jump right into and just expect yourself to know everything. You need to start from the fundamentals, the basic of every language that you choose to focus on. So if you're going to focus on JavaScript, then you should start with the fundamentals. So if you're going to focus on HTML from onset, I'm just using this as an instance. So whatever language, if it is React, whatever that you're going to be learning, you have to really pick up, you really have to start from the beginning, so you get an insight into what you are actually going to dive into. If you don't have a beginner level and you're going straight to the intermediate class, you're running programs and you're copying somebody's code and it's working, you don't get to understand how this thing works. So really you need to start from the beginning, so that when you get to a point where you need to actually, when you are faced with challenges, you know how to actually maneuver yourself with these challenges. My third tip is learn by practicing. So there's a lot of coding courses that you could take. There's a lot of people that are offering to teach you how to code. There's a lot of books out there that you can read on coding, and then you learn coding by reading. But the best part, the way for you to move forward from being an amateur, a beginner in coding, is actually practicing. So you want to try as much as possible to learn, to practice everything that you're learning. So in the process, you get familiar with the code, you get familiar with the syntax, and it becomes really easy for you to recall them when you need to. So that if you're not practicing, if you're just reading, you read, and then when it's time for you to actually work on an actual project, you are stuck somewhere because you've not actually tried out everything you've read before. Normally, while you're coding, you face issues, you face bugs and all that, but because you've not practiced and actually identified the bugs that can come up from this angle, you kind of like really get lost when you are working on a real life project, if you are just reading and not really practicing what you're reading. So I would say that you really need to practice whatever you're reading. You really need to put your mind to it and practice. You should discuss and also ask for help. What I mean by discuss is, what I mean by asking for help is, so many times you might get stuck. As a beginner, you are prone to have so many questions, so many things you're not understanding, so many concepts that is getting confusing. The best way for you to solve this is asking people, asking for help. Let people know you're facing this and get their opinion. But before you ask people for help, make sure you've tried your own, you've actually tried to do some things on your own, and then so that when you ask and they ask you what have you done, you will actually have something to say. I have tried this, and then it's not working. That's why I'm calling out to you to help me. So it really helps you. The more you ask people to help you when you're stuck, you actually gain more knowledge from these people. You see the way they work on their own, as in the way they solve the issues, and then you can compare with what you have been doing wrongly. So another thing about discuss and ask for help is that for me, I tend to learn more when I talk to people about what I've been learning. So I re-engage, I kind of like sharing whatever I've learned. So it allows me to really kind of like assimilate well and also recollect things. So I'm, as a front-end web developer, I really try as much as possible to give back. Like I train other people just so that I keep my mind fresh and I keep working on new projects. So it really helps if you try as much as possible to make sure that you share whatever you're learning and with other people. You might actually be sharing something and then somebody else is seeing it in another way, and the person is coming in to tell you that, oh, this thing that you're doing, I think you can do it this other way. It's really much easier this way. So discuss with others. There are solutions that are already existing that you might be finding it difficult to get yourself familiar with, and then you're kind of lost because you're not getting your answer from. So that is why I really recommend platforms like Facebook Developers Forum, where you actually meet with other developers, other programmers like yourself that are also struggling, and those that are actually on the advanced level that can really help you to learn more, like solve more problems, and actually help you to move forward in your learning path. So the fifth one is use online resources. So there are so many things, so many platforms where you can learn from. For you to learn programming, sometimes we all subscribe to offline learning, but on the go, if you can actually subscribe to these online platforms like Udemy, it allows you to learn on the go. You can actually go back to that continuously. You can go back when you're stuck somewhere. You can really go back to these courses and actually like go through the process again and get yourself familiar with what you're having trouble with. There are platforms like Udemy that offer courses with discounted prices for you to learn from. There are so many other platforms there that allows you to learn, like Khanacademy, Free Code Camp. These are platforms that you can learn so many things from. Like they broaden your knowledge, they expose you to the trends in the programming world. You get yourself familiar with a lot of things that is going to help you, and then you get extra things like community, where you meet people that are also doing the same stuff like yours, other programmers, aspiring programmers that are also learning programming. At that point, you would be able to link up with these people. So using online resources really helps and build your, and also improve your learning of the programming languages. So my next tip is going to sound somehow, but yes, you need to take a break. You need to take a break. The fact that you're a programmer does not mean your life should depend on it. You need to understand that your brain needs to relax. If you're not relaxing your brain, you get to a point you're just so tired, so confused. You're not getting results. So you need to actually take it slow. Sometimes give yourself a break. That is the word. Give yourself a break. Don't be too choked up. Don't make programming look as if it's too hard. Don't be too hard on yourself just because you're not getting the result that you ought to get. Understand that your brain needs to rest. Your body needs to rest. So don't make programming look. The truth is, yes, we are programmers. Yes, we write code, but that does not mean it's the end of life. So you need to understand that you have to really take time. Give yourself time too. You deserve it. Learning for so many hours and then not resting, it's not good for you. It's not even good for your brain. So learn to relax. Learn to just take a chill. I'm serious here, man. You need to chill. Learning programming is not the end of word, or it's not the end of the word. I don't know. You get the gist. Just chill. So yes, that's it. You need to relax. And my number 7 tip is that learn how to use debugger. So many times, okay, let me put it like this. Part of being a programmer, or part of programming, is bugs. You are going to face different bugs at different points when you're writing your codes. You're definitely going to face these things. So which is why you need to learn how to debug. You need to learn how to identify where this is coming from. So there are points where you just debug something and then you are able to identify this, and you're still getting confused. If you don't learn how to debug, if you don't know when you are in a class and then you're going through, you're seeing a code and then you're walking through it, you're doing it almost the same thing, and then you face an error. Might be because of a comma or a semicolon somewhere, but because you don't know how to debug, you get yourselves all confused and be like, oh, I've been doing a lot of things, I've been doing this, and yet I'm not getting the same results as this my trainer is. The fact is, you need to learn how to debug so that you don't get yourself choked. You don't get to the point where you are feeling like, oh, I can't do this anymore because I'm not getting to the root of this problem. So there are different ways at which you can do that debugging. Like you can use your browser. There is this console developer tools that comes with Chrome and some other browsers like that you can actually use to debug. So these are things that you need to learn more about debugging, because learning programming is not the end of it. You need to know, when I have issues, how do I solve them, or how do I identify where the issues are coming from, which is why you need to learn how to use a debugger. So my last tip is stop watching videos like this. There's so many videos out there that is going to keep telling you do this and do this and do this. Yes, what we'll be saying might actually be like the same thing over and over again. Then why are you wasting your time watching these videos over and over? If you have picked up your pen and your jotter in the beginning of this video, you could have jotted a lot of things down that is going to help you start something, that is going to fast forward your learning process. But if you keep on watching videos like this, you just tend to lose it. You are not going to start. You're just going to keep watching this video, keep watching videos like this, and then you're not going to start something. That is why I said stop watching and start doing. Stop watching videos like this and start doing. So guys, yes, that is all for this video. That is all I have for you for this video. I really hope it's helpful. And if you think this video really helped you, please don't forget to like this video. And if you have some concern or you have some questions, you can leave that in the comment section. I'll be there, I'll be reading, and I will definitely be replying. If this is your first time coming on my channel and you haven't subscribed, you're not doing the right thing. Please subscribe now. Click on the bell button to also get notified when I post more videos like this. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.